Okay.
So is it on?
Mm-hmm. It just has the red, right, in the back?
Yeah.
And then it's flashing?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to stand here or there? Or
I don't know. What do you think? I've never done it with you.
do you want to sit down? Or
I don't know. What do you want to do?
what's going to make you feel more comfortable?
I don't know. Hey, Utah. It's been a crazy week. I'm sure many of you have seen a bunch of outrage floating around on your social media feeds, and people wondering, does your vote really matter? So does it? Let's talk about it. Let me give you a quick summary about what's been going on. In November, we had the midterm election, where we elect all of our new lawmakers. In addition to that, we were able to vote on 3 specific issues. Those issues are called ballot initiatives. They were Prop 2, legalizing medical marijuana, Prop 3, expanding Medicaid healthcare coverage, and Prop 4, an anti-gerrymandering law. If you're not sure what gerrymandering is, I'll actually just attach a video where you can learn what it is really fast. So the people were able to directly vote on these 3 issues in addition to electing our new lawmakers. Turns out, Utahns liked them. All 3 of them passed. So for a couple months, there was almost like this happiness and relief that our political system was actually working for the people. The people spoke clearly, right? We made quite clear what we wanted. Well, not so fast. Okay, let's fast forward to January 2019. Our newly elected Congresspeople immediately started making changes to Prop 2, the legalizing medical marijuana bill that the voters just approved. That is a subject for an entirely another video, so let's just push that to the side. Now let's fast forward to this week. Utah senators have decided Prop 3, the expansion of the Medicaid healthcare bill that the Utah voters approved, has just decided, no, let's just scrap that. Let's make up our own. Instead of passing the full Medicaid expansion, which would cover 150,000 more low-income families in Utah, they decided, let's just do a partial expansion. Why would they do that, you would ask, right? Well, they cited budgetary issues. So before I move on, let me just address this budget issue that they speak of. Prop 3 proposed raising sales tax on non-food items from 4.7% to 4.85%. That is a 0.15% increase. Let me give you an example. You go to the store and you buy $100 worth of non-food items. Instead of paying the price you'd pay today, you would pay 15 cents more on that transaction. 15 cents for every $100. That slight tax increase would generate $91 million in revenue for the state of Utah. A full Medicaid expansion would actually trigger the U.S. government to give the state of Utah $800 million. So that 15 cents translates to almost $1 billion for the state of Utah. And by the way, the bill that they're replacing this with, it's a partial Medicaid expansion, so it does not qualify for that $800 billion from the federal government. So, does that seem worth it? So there's the outline of what's going on. So, this situation begs the question, does my vote matter? According to a bunch of people on Facebook, it seems very clear that it doesn't. I would argue that this situation actually proves your vote does matter. Let me explain. Utah went to the polls and they passed 3 very progressive policies: legalizing the use of medical marijuana, expanding Medicaid to cover more Utahns, and passing an anti-gerrymandering law. All 3 of these, Democratic candidates throughout the state ran on. So, the voters approved of the Democratic ideas, but they rejected the Democratic candidates. What's crazy is voters chose Republicans. Republicans that are openly against Medicaid, marijuana of any kind, whether it be medical or recreational, and are pro-gerrymandering. So I'll say it again. The people want a Democratic policy, yet they elected Republicans. So now we're all outraged and the Congresspeople we elected aren't doing what the people want them to do. Therefore, my vote doesn't matter. Wrong. You gave your vote to the wrong person. You gave it to the person that is openly against expanding Medicaid, openly against legalizing marijuana, and pro-gerrymandering. What do you expect? It is nonsensical to believe that you can elect a Republican and expect them to enact a Democratic policy. I mean, I was at a debate where the six Republicans were up on the panel and they straight up said that they don't believe in ballot initiatives, period. That Congresspeople know better than the people do. The Democrats said that ballot initiatives are a way for the people to circumvent Congresspeople that aren't doing the people's will. The difference between the two was stark. It was obvious. But the trouble was, there was only 30 people in the crowd, most of which were family members of the panelists. It's frustrating to me when we have an electorate that is unwilling to participate and learn about the candidates, because then we get in situations like this, where the majority wants Democratic policies and they vote for the Republicans. So, in my opinion, we're getting exactly what we voted for. The person you give your vote to matters. Ballot initiatives aren't binding, clearly, as we're seeing this week. The people we elect have a choice about whether or not to honor our will or not. We are watching the people we elected disregard the approval of these ballot initiatives. But that is our fault. So what do we do now? Well, the first thing we need to do is already kind of happening. People are protesting at the Capitol, people are calling their senators, and people are getting outraged. That's great. They're not going to care about that at all. I highly doubt it will change anyone's mind up there, but we have to do it because that's what democracy looks like. If you want to do something right now, this very instant, you can like and share this video or any other content you find that will help spread the word about what is happening. The next thing you can do is reevaluate your party affiliation. If you voted for these people and you feel betrayed by what they're doing right now, leave the party. You can go in there, you can change your registration from Republican to Independent or Democrat. That is the one thing that any of these people will pay attention to. Then, we need to get organizing so we can get some people in there that care about the will of the people. In every county in Utah, there are Democratic committee meetings that go on monthly and they're open to the public. Show up. See what you can do to volunteer. See if they need help with anything. Meet fellow like-minded people. It's awesome. If you can't do that, you can donate to your local party. $1, $5, it doesn't really matter. Anything helps at this point. But most of all, take time to think about the issues that affect you and your family. Learn about the candidates that you're voting for and vote in every single election. Vote your values. That is what we must do. Democracy functions best when all citizens participate. So please, let's learn from this last election so we never make this mistake again. Well, thanks for watching. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, or you can check out my website at bluemomredstate.com. Talk to you soon.